Okay, again, in terms of working on the right things in the right way at the right time, we can again use the Ready, Set, Go drill. Here with the use of the release board, we can use the Ready, Set, Go drill to feel the important movements and positions that we're going to want to make in our golf swing. You can see as I'm doing here, I'm assuming the ready position. The ready position, as we set up athletically to the golf ball, we want to feel a nice straight spine angle. That's very important for us to feel. Our spine is the axis around which our body's going to be working and rotating as we make our golf swing. But we'll assume that good ready position. At this point, we've also established the plane of our golf swing. In this case, that would be our shaft plane, and this would be our shoulder plane. These two lines, what we'll want to do here is begin to move our club through these two lines, keeping the club inside those two lines, to the set position of the swing. So the first movement that we make in the swing is going to be the pivot into our right hip as we make our backswing. And you can see here as I'm demonstrating, as we make that backswing, we'll feel our arms rotating the club during the takeaway into the backswing. We'll rotate our arms into a position which sees the club rotate into a position which has become parallel to or in line with the plane of our golf swing. So we'll go from the ready position, we'll feel the pivot into the right hip. As we're doing that, our arms are working back to the top of the swing while simultaneously rotating the club into a position which finds it square or in line with the plane or the direction that we're going to be swinging our golf club in. From the set position at the top of the swing, what we'll now feel again is the initiation of that go move. And again, the go move in the golf swing is going to be our actual downswing motion. So from that set position, we'll now again just feel the angle being brought back down in front of our body as we pivot back into our left or lead side. We'll feel ourselves bringing that angle down from a nice square position at the top, simply bringing our arms back down in front of our body in such a position where the club is again in line with our target, as you can see here. So bringing the angle down is a very, very important movement to feel and sense in the golf swing. Again, thousands and thousands of repetition of this movement will be necessary for this movement to eventually become fluidly good. Now, as we proceed through the go movement, we'll move through the bottom of the swing, at which point we're feeling the release of our arms take place in such a way that the board is rotated over. And again, I'm doing that around my spine angle, which has remained the same as I've made that move through the bottom of the swing, the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone of the swing. And as I'm rotating that board through the bottom of the swing, you can see how on the follow-through side of the swing, the board has rotated over into a position very similar to where I had it at the top of the swing or at the set position of the swing. So again, I'm just correctly and sufficiently, thousands of times, feeling the movements from ready position to the set position at the top of the swing. Make my go move through the bottom of the swing, 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Right there, I'm feeling rotation of my arms take place in such a way that the board gets turned back over or rotated over into a complete and finished position of the swing. So here we're seeing the universal law of swing path actually from a downline view, and we're also seeing the angle, and we're also seeing the release of that angle take place in a complete motion. So again, thousands of repetitions of the Ready, Set, Go drill will correctly and sufficiently reinforce the movements, desirable movements that we want in our golf swing. This practice drill can be done virtually anywhere, anytime, which is what's required to get the movements to become fluidly good. So I'll let this video run a couple of times so you can actually hear the audible feedback of the weight as it releases down and through the impact zone. excellent practice, which again correctly and sufficiently reinforces these movements, which are so very important. In fact, they're law in terms of developing a mechanically sound golf swing.